Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see what do we mean by index numbers, its uses and how to construct it. So let's begin this video by understanding what do we mean by index numbers. So index numbers are nothing but the statistical tool, or you can say that it is a number which doesn't have any unit. So it is a unitless unitless number, or it is calculated by finding the ratio of two quantities. So it is a statistical tool, it has no units, or you can see it is a ratio which is mostly used in economics to measure changes in complex economical parameters. So what do I mean by parameters over here is if you are dealing with imports, import export, this is my data: import export, agricultural production, or income of some for some family, income, then price or quantity of any commodity. So all these are the parameters. So we usually measure the change in these economical parameters or variables or phenomena over a period of time. So that index number will tell you what is the relative change in that economical parameter. So and it is also expressed as percentages. So if we talk anything in percentages, that gives really good idea. This much percentage there is an increase in this year as compared to the last year. Okay, so index number is, you can imagine it as a percentage. Say, let's say 49%. So 49% what? Increase or decrease? So you have to interpret like that. Or you can think as a decimal, 1.4, like a number also. So it has no unit. So it is a measure or a tool constructed with the help of mathematical treatments to measure an average change over a time in the price, quantity, value, production, income, sales, etc. So there are so many definitions defining index number. Examples of index number are so Nifty 50 is an example of index number. We judge, or we can track a performance of NSE just by looking at this index number. Likewise, Sensex, it is related to Bombay Stock Exchange. So we have wage index number, price index number, wholesale price index number, and retail price index number. Cost of living index number, quantity index, and value index. So I'd listed down few examples of index numbers. You will find many more out of this list. Okay, so before moving to the steps to construct index number, let's see the uses of or you can find the uses of index number. So index number are used to measure the changes of quantitative recordings. Quantitative, okay, like agricultural, industrial, or commercial fields. We can measure the relative change in the current year or as compared to the previous year. Also, we can use index number in economical magnitudes or parameters as income, employment, export, import, price. Then we can use index number to determine foreign exchange rate, then we can use index number to find value of Indian rupees, means inflation. I'm talking about inflation. Then we can track internal and external trade, and so there is so many applications of index number. One is cost of living index number. It tells you the what is the change in the cost of living, how much you have to pay in the current year to maintain your lifestyle. Okay, so there are so many uses of index number. It's all over in the economic subject. And if we look at this index number from the mathematics point of view, it is very I must say this is very small application of mathematics, which is depend on ratios, percentages, or relative comparison. So we are using very small part of mathematics, and this thing is helping in a very big subject called economics. It's an application of very basic mathematics, and it is very important in economics. Sorry. Now let's see steps to construct index number. So what you need to do to construct a index number, you need to select your base year. So everything will be compared to a reference year. So it will be all the calculation will be with respect to the base year. For example, if I want to compare my salary change 2019 to or say in May month 2019, then same month 2020, I earned say 78,000 rupees, and in this I earned 75,000 rupees. So for this data, this May 2019 is called base year, and I am going to compare my salary change with respect to the base year. Okay, so I must select a base year. So base year is that year or a reference year to which the changes in other years are compared and expressed as percentages. Okay, so if I want to see what change is there, so there is a loss, there is a decrease by 3,000. So 3,000 is the decrease in the earnings. So what is the relative change? So 3,000 will be compared with the earning for May month in 2019 year. So this ratio is the unitless quantity, and it is giving you, and this is a negative idea. Okay, so this is negative because my 3,000 rupees I'm in a loss of 3,000. Okay, so base year has to be how to select that base year? Base year has to be a normal year. Implies that it should be free from abnormal conditions like wars, famines, floods, political instability, pandemic, etc. It has to be a totally normal year. Means it should come like the readings should be regular readings. So I cannot take 2020 as a base year or 2020, but as a base year for my future years 2020, 2022, like that, because my total all the readings, everything is disturbed because of pandemic. It's not a normal reading. So for base year, what is P naught? So these are few notations that I'm going to use. P naught is the price of that commodity in the base year. and Q naught is the quantity that quantity is produced, consumed or purchased in the base year. This W naught is the weightage. I need this weightage. Usually weightage is same as quantity. Okay, so but let me mention W naught here. This is a weightage and this is the quantity. In some example I am going to use these two things are same thing. Okay, then the current year, it is the present year or the year for which the changes in the variable is to be calculated. So for the current year I have these three notations. P1 is the price of current year, Q1 is the quantity in the current year, W1 is the weightage of that commodity in the current year. Then P01 or P01, this is called price index for the current year with respect to the base year. So this is just a notation, and Q01 is the quantity index. So with the help of index number we can measure the changes in the price, quantity and the value of the commodity. So we have three ideas of index number. One is price index, quantity index, and the third one is value index. So still we don't know what's the formula for the calculation of these three index numbers. So the formulas will come in the upcoming topics. Now the collection, we need to collect data for the both years, so we can collect those data from these sources. Then the selection of averages is also important. Index numbers are specialized averages. We use arithmetic mean usually because it is very easy to do the calculations. But I would like to mention over here that instead of arithmetic mean, geometric mean gives more accurate answer for index number. So just to avoid difficult calculations we are using arithmetic mean, and most of the books they are using arithmetic mean, but you should know that geometric mean is the better measure to calculate index numbers. So practically geometric mean is preferable and theoretically arithmetic mean. The selection of weights. Usually all the variables or commodity in the construction of index numbers are not of equal importance. So proper weights should be assigned to the commodities according to their relative importance. So this is the example where the weights, what do I mean by weightage, is clear. For example, if the price of books have more weightage while preparing cost of living index for teachers than while preparing cost of living index for workers. This is very obvious, and how you will know that the books are very important in teachers' life, how you will make it out? Just by looking at the number of books teachers are purchasing. So I'm directly or indirectly connected with quantity. I'm connecting quantity with weightage. If some quantity is important for you, you always purchase that commodity in larger number. So that number purchased is going to be weightage for you. And you can also recall the units, the previous unit for arithmetic mean, the weights are nothing but the frequencies. So the weightage is nothing but the frequencies F. So here the frequency means the how much quantity we are purchasing. Okay, so that's what I was saying earlier. Here, this weightage and the quantity, I am going to interlink them. Okay. So the weightage of a commodity is nothing but the how much quantity you are purchasing or how much quantity is being produced. Okay. So after having that topic, let's move methods for computing the index number. So this is depending on the types of index number. So we have two types, a simple index number and weighted index number. Depending on them, we have their constructing process. So simple index number can be constructed by simple aggregate method, and the next is simple average of relative price method. So you can imagine, you can take so I have written price here, you can write quantity also. So you can create a quantity index by simple average of relative quantity method. So let me continue with price. Okay. And the next is weighted index number can be constructed by weighted aggregate method. Second is weighted average of relative price method. So these are very simple methods to create index number. In fact, both of them are not difficult. Okay, so simple aggregate method means that you have to aggregate all the data, you have to add them, and then you have to compare it. Okay, so aggregate means summation. Now you decide if what you want to, whose index number you want to calculate, price index number, quantity, or value. So the explanation down this will be for price index. Okay. So we will take examples. So let's see how to construct an index number by simple aggregate method. So simple aggregate means this is just you have to find average or simple, no need to find average, but it is the average where n is cancelling. So you have to find the sum of all the prices here and then take relative comparison. Okay, let's see. So this is the question. Find price index for the data by simple aggregate method. So this is the table. Commodity, I have 4 commodities listed here. The good thing is we are not concerned about the units of the quantity. Suppose if this is oil, this will be in liters, okay, and if this is wheat, this is in kgs, like that. So we can find index number irrespective of the units also. Okay, let's move. So my base year is 2019. I have data of 4 commodities. Data means price per liter or per kg. So 10 rupees, this is the rate, 10 rupees, 15 rupees, 40 rupees and 25 rupees. This was the cost, this was the price I need to pay in 2019. Then in 2020, you can see that for the same commodity I need to pay 20 rupees. For 15 rupees of that B commodity, now I am paying 25 rupees, like this, 60, 40. Okay, so these are the cost in 2 different years, and we have to find the price index for these 2 years by simple aggregate. So what do I mean by simple aggregate? There are four commodities. What I will do, I will add the price of these 4 commodities. So in the next table I had done that. So 4 commodities A, B, C, D. So the sum of the price of those 4 is rupees 90. So I said you have to find average, so we can skip that, divide by 4 and divide by 4, that this 4 will be cancelled in the, if you take the ratio of these two things. So it is an average, but we are not writing this divided by 4. So let's not say average, that will be a little bit confusing over here. But keep this thing in your mind that this is an average. Okay. So in 2019 I had to pay total of rupees 90 to purchase these 4 quantities, and 2020 I need to pay rupees 145 only for those 4 quantities. So that you can see that there is an increase in the cost, there is an increase in the price of these 4 commodities. Now what index number is going to tell you that is what is the relative increase. What is the relative increase? It's very easily, you can see that 145 minus 90, this difference is going to this difference is going to give you a clear idea. This is in rupees, isn't it? 145 minus 90 is 55. So 55 rupees. So 55 rupees you need to pay extra. But this is not a good measure. Okay, so because there is it may happen that these 4 quantities may contain few different units. Okay, different units commodities. So you must have a coefficient which is unitless, or you must speak in case of in percentages. That will give you a clear idea how much is the increase. So I can divide, I can compare these two amounts, 145 divided by 90. So this is something relative. Okay, so the price index, this is the notation P01, and I'm comparing the current year to my base year, so that's why I'm going to keep this thing in the numerator. So sum of the cost in 2020, my current year, divided by the cost of the total amount I paid in the base year. Okay, so if you want divide by 4, this is gone in this ratio. Upon in 200, why in 200? Because you want this thing in percentages. So if you don't multiply this 100, what you will get only 1.611 like this. So there is difficulty to understand this decimal number. Okay, so you can multiply with 100. So you can express index number. This is a coefficient. And when you multiply this with 100, it will be converted to percentages. Now this is clearly, this is very much clear. 161% increase. Okay, and how to interpret this? If the price of the commodity in 2019 is rupees 100 in the base year, that is 2019, then it is 161 rupees. I need to pay 161 in the current year. So what percentage increase? 61% increase is there. From 2019 to 20, 60% inflation. You can think like that also. Okay. So I hope this is very simple. That's why it is simple aggregate. Aggregate means sum, or you can think it as average. this is what you have to do in simple aggregate method. So what we had just calculated, we had calculated price index by simple aggregate method. Why this is price index? Because we had listed price money in the table. What will happen if this rupees amount is gone? If this rupees amount is gone, and what I'm recording is quantity. How much quantity I had purchased. So let's say this is in kg, or जो भी units होगा, kg or liters, or numbers. So now I am connected with quantity. So what I will be calculating? I will be calculating quantity index by simple aggregate method. So what you will do, total number of units, total number of bags purchased in 2019 is 90 units, and in 2020 total units purchased is 145. What is the relative change? What is the relative increase in the purchase as compared to the 2019? It will be the same thing, same calculation. So here I will give you the formula. If you are calculating quantity index by simple aggregate method, the formula is this: sum of all the quantities in the current year. So quantity is denoted by Q, and Q1 is for current year, divided by, compared to, the sum of quantities purchased in base year. So this is a decimal number. You have to convert it to percentages, so multiply it by 100. This is my quantity index Q01. प्राइस इंडेक्स का फॉर्मूला है ये P1 डिवाइडेड बाय समेशन ऑफ P0. ये एक नंबर होगा. लेट्स कन्वर्ट इट टू दिस. Now let's see simple average of relative prices. Now relative prices, ये word क्या कहता है? Relative prices means I have to compare the prices first, then I have to take average of it. Okay, so relative prices. Let's see. Find the price index by a simple average of relative prices for the same question above. ये जो क्वेश्चन था, इसी के लिए हम अभी different मेथड से फाइंड करने वाले हैं. So same commodities, commodity A, B, C, D. Base year is 2019. What is the price? Again we are calculating price index. So price index by some different method called simple average of relative price. Earlier we had calculated by simple aggregate method and it was 161%. तो इस मेथड से क्या होता है देखते हैं. So base year is 2019 and these are the cost of the corresponding commodities in 2019 like this. So I have to find the relative price first. So ये है relative price का column. So relative means you have to compare the current year price with respect to base year price. Okay, so P1 divided by P0, ये 2. So this is 25 divided by 15, 60 divided by 40 and 40 divided by 25. I have written here. So ये उनका decimal values है. Then it's written average of relative prices. तो जो relative prices हमने यहाँ पे निकाले हैं उनका average कैसे निकालते हैं? Find the sum of all the relative prices then divided by the number of quantities, average 4. Okay, so this is the formula for finding the price index by simple average of relative prices. So this is the calculation. You can do this and you will get 169.17%. So पिछले मेथड से 161% और इस मेथड से 169%. So people are using according to their data, they are using the methods. Okay, so we are not comparing this and this, because we have so many methods to calculate price index for a single table, and we are not getting into the comparing which one is better. Okay, it's according to the situation. So this is the two methods, simple aggregate, simple average of relative methods. So आगे बढ़ने से पहले we must see that इन दोनों में क्या problem है. Since it is a very basic average, you can think that these two calculations will be affected by outliers. That is a very big disadvantage of the average, in fact average, because अगर suppose कि यहाँ पे कुछ ज़्यादा ही कोई चलो 4,000 रुपीस में ये commodity सेल हो रही है 2020 में 4,000, 25 रुपीस था 2019 में, and now you have to pay 4,000. So obviously your price index number will be affected by this. Okay, same thing will happen with this method also. Okay, so good thing is it is taking care of every value. Bad thing is same thing, it is taking care of every value. जो same point अच्छा है वही बुरा है at the same time. अगर उसमें कहीं outlier आ गया तो तुम्हारा price index number will be biased. It will be shifted towards that big value. Now weighted aggregate method. Before going to that, you must know this formula also. Okay, so price index का formula है this. The sum of all price divided in the current year, sum of all prices in the current year divided by the sum of all prices in the base year into 100. Same thing with the quantity index, sum of all the quantities in current year divided by sum of all quantities in the base year into 100. Now we have value index also. Value index, if you go back, I'll show you. I had written value index. Now what is value index? Value index means how much you are paying for that quantity, and how to know that. Suppose commodity A, commodity B, commodity C. This is the, what is P naught? P naught is the price in base year, say 10 rupees, 12 rupees, 15 rupees, and Q naught is the quantity you are purchasing in the base year, say 2 quantities, 3 quantities and 2 quantities. Now what happens in the current year? Price will change, increase or maybe decrease. P1 quantity, it may remain same or it may change, so I am going to denote it by Q1 because we are in current year. So prices are say 10 rupees, 20 rupees and 20 rupees. quantity 2, 2, 3, like this. So let me complete this table. Okay. Now what do you mean by value? So value of this commodity is its cost, its rate, and its quantity. So the total amount, here total amount is the value of that commodity. कितना खरीदा है, क्या rate पे खरीदा, that is the value. Okay, so for the base year P naught into Q naught, ये है मेरा total bill previous year. Current P1 into Q1, ये है value, मैंने कितना खरीदा, क्या rate पे, that is the value of that commodity. So 10 into, so this is 20, 36, 30. So this is for base year. So base year में total bill, how much money I had spent to purchase these three commodities. So it is totally decided by the quantity. So its value. I hope the word value is clear to everyone. So what I am doing, the price into quantity is going to give you the value. यहाँ पे value का idea मेरा यही है. What happens to the current year? So 20, so this is 20, this is 40, and this is 60. So what you will do, you will find the sum of the total, you will find what? You will find the total amount. ये तीन चीज़ खरीदने के लिए बेस ईयर में कितना बिल बना, कितना पे किया, just add them. Okay, so 50, this is 50, 60, 70, 80, 80, this is 86. So what is this? This is P naught Q naught, and we know the amount 86. So let's not worry about ये कितना sum हो रहा है, और ये कितना है P1 Q1. So this is the value in current year and this is the value in base year. So what will be your value index? So value index is the comparison, the relative thing of current value to the base value. So P1 Q1 divided by P naught Q naught. ये है coefficient and you need to multiply it by 100 if you want to talk in language of in terms of percentages. So this is the value index. So I had given you all three formulas: quantity index, price index, value index. Okay. So for value, if you want to find the value, I must give the price and the quantity purchased at that price for both years, base year and current year. Now let's move to the weighted aggregate method. So this method gives us suitable weights or importance to different commodities before aggregating their prices or quantities or values. Here the weights usually understood as quantity. Okay, like I said, if some commodity is very much important for you, you always purchase that quantity in large, you always purchase that commodity in large quantity. So that indicates that that commodity is having a greater weightage for you. So here the weights usually understood as its quantity. If the commodity is more important, we purchase more quantity of it. Suppose W0 and W1 are the weightages of some commodities in base year and current year respectively. Then based on the selection of W0 and W1, we have two different price index numbers. Okay, so we have two different price index. So you can imagine here quantity also, we have two different quantity index number, value index number. Okay. So last pair's price index. So last pair's quantity index. We have last pair's quantity index also. And Paasche price index, Paasche quantity index also. So we will discuss only price index here. Last pair's price and Paasche price index number. So these two are totally depending on the selection of these weights. Now what is this? This is, like I said, this is Q0 and this is Q1, the quantities purchased in base year and current year. Okay, so if your calculation is with respect to the quantities or weights connected to the base year, it is called last pair's price index. So last pair's price index, this index number uses base year quantity as the weightages. Okay, so we have a question directly. Now my motive is you should not learn the formulas in this, because there are so many index numbers and it will be very difficult for you to understand, to learn the formulas. You better understand what's going behind that formula. Okay. And try to connect few small things, like last pair's price index is connected with last year what quantity, last year quantity, like that. You can make a shortcut to remember few things. Now since it is a price index, you have to compare price. You are connected with money. Okay, so last pair's price index is connected with base year's quantity. So this is the table. Commodities, 4 commodities given, and base year, whatever it may be. So the price in previous year was 12, 14, 8 rupees, 16 rupees, like that. And at these rates, how much quantity you had purchased is 20 units or 20 kgs, whatever may be the units. So at 12 rupees you are purchasing 20, 12, 8, 10 and 15. So I am connected with this. Last pair's price index is connected with the quantity or the weightage. ये है weightage Q0, weights for base year. And for current year, the prices has increased from 12 to 18, then 22, 12, 20, and these are the weights or the quantities purchased in current year. So okay, let's see how last pair's price index is calculated. So this colored figures means that I have to do the calculation with these 3 columns. I am not touching this column. So how much you are purchasing in current year, last pair's price index has nothing to do with it. So last pair's price index, what I have done, let's see. Now you have to understand what is this column. This column is multiplication of current price with old quantity. So it means that what will be the bill, what will be the amount you have to pay for the previous for the previous quantity you had purchased with the latest rate. What will be the bill amount with latest rate with old quantity. Okay, so this is 360 rupees you have to pay today to purchase 20 bags or 20 units of commodity A in current year. I hope this is clear to everyone. So 252 rupees ये current amount होगा with 21 rupees as your current rate to purchase the old quantity. पिछले साल इतना खरीदा था, इस साल भी इतना ही खरीदना है, लेकिन रेट चेंज हो चुके हैं. सो टोटल बिल कितना बनेगा वो देखो. सो दिस इज द टोटल बिल. This is my current amount I need to pay for the old amount, old quantities. And what will be the bill for previous year? Previous year जो rate था और जितना खरीदा था, you just do the calculations. So 240 rupees, 12 into 20. This into this, 168 rupees. 80 rupees. So this is my old bill, this is my recent bill for the same quantities. If you want to purchase the same quantity last year and now, what amount you have to pay. So you can have this amount less also. आज कितना पे किया वो कम भी हो सकता है, ज़्यादा भी हो सकता है, depends on the situation. So here the amount is big. Anyways, last year's price index is comparing. Again, I'm going to find the ratio of current year with the base year. So what is the bill for current year? 1032 and 728. This is my, what is this? This is a coefficient, this is a number. You can see this is a number, and 1.47, it's difficult to interpret it. So अच्छा होगा कि हम इसे percentage में convert करें. This is not a percentage thing. This is a coefficient, this is a fraction, this is a decimal number multiplied by 100. So I must say this is the formula for last pair's index number. So do not try to remember these formulas. So understand what you have to do in this table. So total bill divided, current bill divided by previous bill into 100. That's what I am doing with this. So 141.7% is the last pair's price index. How to interpret this? If the price is 100 rupees in the base year, then it is 141 rupees in the current year. So you have to pay 41 rupees extra in the current year to purchase the same quantity of goods that you had purchased in previous year, in the base year. So lifestyle maintain करने के लिए तुम्हें extra कमाना भी पड़ेगा. How much extra? 41 rupees. So this is one more interpretation. You should start earning 41% extra to maintain your cost of living. Okay, we will see that cost of living in next questions. Okay, so I hope last pair's price index is clear to everyone. And last pair's price index is weighted aggregate index number. Okay, because here the weights are quantities. I had given more weightage to commodity A. Okay, I'm not treating all the commodities with equal weightages, whereas in simple aggregate method, simple average of price, relative price, there equal weightage is given to all the commodities. That is very very bad thing about that method. So weightage is very important in real life. Okay, now let's see Paasche price index number. So this index number uses the current year quantity. So this is the difference. Last pairs is connected with base year quantity, and Paasche price index is connected with current year quantity. So idea is same. So let's understand this with the same question which we did in last year's index number. Commodities A, B, C, D. Base year data is this. So the colored figures indicates that we have to do the calculations with that thing. We are not connected with the quantity you had purchased in previous year. Okay. So in current year, you want to purchase 24 units of A, 16 units of B, 18 units of C, and 25 units of D. So this is for current year. This is for current year. Current year, what is the total bill? 18 into 24. So this is the rate. 18 rupees का एक unit है A का, and you are purchasing 24. So what's the total amount? 18 into 24, this much, like this, into this, 500. So total bill. So total bill in the current year is 1484. So ये column क्या है? This column is sum of P1 Q1. So this Q1 is important for me. Q1 is the quantity. This is the weightage. So W1. So this is W1. And this column, this column is the bill according to the rates of previous year, but the quantity is same. So what will be the, you can think like that कि सेम क्वांटिटी मुझे अगर पिछले साल के रेट से मिलता तो बिल कितना बनता, दिस है ना. So 12 into 24, this much. 14 into 16, this much. So सेम क्वांटिटी अगर तुम पिछले साल खरीदते तो ये बिल बनता, एंड सेम क्वांटिटी अगर आज खरीद रहे हो तो ये बिल तुम्हें पे करना पड़ेगा. So there is an increase. What is the increase? And how to compare it? Relative thing. You can compare the current bill with respect to the base year, and this is called Paasche price index. ये तो coefficient है. Into 100 करेंगे 140%. Okay, so it says that you have to pay 40 rupees extra. You are paying 40 rupees extra for the same quantities that you had purchased in current year. Or there is an increase by 40%. 40.5%. I am missing this 0.5. So 40.5% is the increase, is the, you can say, inflation. Or you must start earning 40% more, like that. So I hope Paasche and Laspers price index is clear to everyone. Again I am saying, do not remember these two formulas, understand these two formulas. Now you must say that there is a difference in two methods. So which one is better? So I'm not comparing these two index number, but I have one more weighted average called Fisher's Fisher's ideal price index number, which is depending on Laspers and Paasche price index. And how it is depending? It is a geometrical mean of these two index numbers. So what is the formula of geometrical mean? Geometrical mean is given for two numbers A and B. The geometrical mean is given by A into B under root. Okay, so just have a look. Fisher ideal price index number denoted by, so it is a price index, that's why P01, P01, and F is for Fisher ideal price index number. And this is the Paasche price index number. This P01 is there because it is a price index, and this P is for Paasche, and for last pair P01L is here. Now why it is called ideal? It is a geometrical mean, and geometrical mean is going to give you a better interpretation or accurate value for index number. Now just have a look whose geometrical mean this Fisher is taking. This is not a last pair's price index. This is the coefficient which is in last pair's price index, and this is also a coefficient, means without multiplying. Just remove this 100. Just remove this 100. So this thing is the coefficient in Paasche price index, and remove this 100. This is coefficient in last pairs. So just multiply those two values. So here it is 1.417. This is the decimal number, and here it is 1.405. Multiply them, take square root of it. So I had done here, and just this is a coefficient, and it is difficult for me to understand this decimal number. So I had multiplied by 100 to convert it to percentages. So 141.09 is the Fisher ideal price index number. So I hope this is clear to everyone. If I ask find Fisher ideal price index number, you need to find the Paasche and last pairs index numbers. Then only you can find the geometrical mean. Now we have one more index number which is depending on these two things. You may said, why I have taken geometrical mean, why not arithmetic mean? So I have, let me mention over here. So I have one more index number called Dorbesch-Boulez price index number. So what's the formula for this? The formula for this is the arithmetic mean of this thing. So last pairs प्राइस इंडेक्स का कोएफिशिएंट ये है P naught Q naught. So last page is connected with Q naught and Paasche is connected with Q1. Okay, so add them, divide by 2. So this is the coefficient. So if you want, you can multiply it by 100. So this is now percentages. So we have one more one more representative. So you can do the calculation. 1.471 plus 1.4105. Let me see what are the values. So this time you have to add it. 1.417 plus 1.405 divide by 2, whatever the average value, multiplied by 100. You will get one more index number called Dorbesch-Boulez price index number. So these two are the averages of last pairs and Paasche. So they will be in middle of it. Okay. So we have, I had said 4 index numbers here: Laspe, Pache, Fisher and Dorbish-Bowley's price index. और भी हैं, ये इतना ही नहीं है. We have other index numbers, but we will restrict ourselves for only these price index numbers. Now after this I have this question. So calculate Laspe's, Pache, Fisher index number for the table. Let's add, also find also calculate Dorbish-Bowley's price index number. So you can do the same type of calculations. ये है P naught. If you want, you can write it as Q naught, W naught, or let it be Q naught. P1, Q1. Same type of calculations you have to do. So you have to find these two things. These two things are important, and depending on the values, the coefficients of these two price index, you will get Fisher's ideal price index by taking geometrical mean, and Dorbish-Bowley just by adding it and dividing by 2 into 100. Obviously it's there. Okay, so I have one more index number, cost of living index number. You will find this thing is similar to the simple aggregate method. Okay, so the cost of living index number is also known as consumer price index. So it is an index number which measures the change in the cost of buying goods and service day-to-day life. Okay, so how much there is an increase in the cost of the commodities that you were purchasing in the base year and now. So this is also inflation. Okay, so you have to construct a consumer price index number for the given table. So there's a table: food, fuel, house rent and miscellaneous. Now so the price for the base year is 40, 30, 50, 60, and the quantity for the base year is 3, 5, 2, 3. You can see that the quantity given over here is only for base year, not for the current year. So what is this? Which index number we are calculating here? That is nothing but Laspe's price index. So same calculations we are doing which we already did in Laspe's price index, but this time I am going to represent this as a cost of living index number. So cost of living index number हमें बताता है कि तुम्हें कितना ज़्यादा अर्न करना पड़ेगा just to maintain your lifestyle. Okay, so what you will do here? So I will not do the whole calculation again. I'll just give you the idea. You just do the calculations for this. This is P1. This is P naught, Q naught, and this is price 1. So price in the current year. So think of bill. Think of total amount you have to pay today in current year. So you will find total P1 rupees. P1 is the current rate, but for the previous quantities. So what will the bill? You just need to multiply this. Okay, This one will be 300, 100, 270, like this. And what was the bill in base year with previous rate and previous quantity? So P naught into Q naught, same thing. So total bill, and so that thing will give you a cost of living, whatever the percentage is coming. Suppose I'm writing any random numbers over here. Let's do the calculations. Let's not skip it. Okay. So the bill in the base year is, this is 120, 150, 100 and 180. So I'm adding it, 210 plus 300 plus 100 plus 278, 180. Then for base year, 120 plus 150 plus 100 plus 180, 550. So these are the two bills, total amount that I need to pay in 2 different years. One is current and one is base. So consumer price index number is summation of, what should I do? The division of the current amount, which is P1 with old quantity, P naught Q naught, into 100. So 880 divided by 5 into 100, 1.6. So this total thing is 160%. Okay. So the cost of living, or the consumer price index, cost of living price index is 160%, which implies to maintain your lifestyle, or to maintain your cost of living, you should start earning 60% more to maintain the same lifestyle. Okay. So it also says that if you want to purchase the same quantities today in the current year, you must start earning 60% more. Okay. And the second interpretation is, if the cost of some commodity is rupees 100 in the base year, now that commodity is going to be purchased for 160 rupees. So this is all about index number. Okay, so let's stop here. Thank you everyone.